Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick, and today guys we're going to be jumping down into the world of Cardano's ADA, taking a look at everything that's been going on most recently with the price action and what I think is likely to happen next. Now, as I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, smash that like button. I really do appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe. Tap the bell, selecting all the notifications, and you will not miss another video update. And if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, then you're missing a trick. Check it out, linked in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. So why not go ahead and check it out. Let's jump right down into the desktop, guys, and get right into this video for Cardano's ADA. And we're going to start things off here just by reviewing the thumbnails and kind of the content of the previous videos, what's happened since, and all that kind of good stuff. Helps kind of keep me on track and make sure that I'm doing you guys justice. Keeps me accountable and all that kind of stuff. So the last video, excluding kind of the fundamental one about Lace, which actually happened I think a couple of days ago, we're just looking at price action stuff on the smaller time frames here. So the last one was really this one here from a price drop. We can see a small drop here, not quite as much as maybe I was expecting during the video, but a drop nonetheless, about 2.8%. And the one before that, obviously we were talking about a move upwards, which we got about 6.4. So what's today going to happen? Well, we're going to jump into this one and we're going to find out. I'm going to draw the arrow here so we know that the video is going to go out live at this point here, this peak here, and we'll see what happens, and we'll see what the analysis says, and then I'll draw the thumbnail and add the thumbnail to this at a later date. Now, before we get going into the Cardano analysis, there's something big, something mysterious, something happening in the background, and I think it's important that you guys know all about it. Now, this is not a paid endorsement. This is literally something that we've heard about. We want to communicate to you guys so you can get ahead of the curve with it. Now, there's a very limited amount of information that I can give you. It's very mysterious at this stage. I'm under NDA, so I can't say too much. I'm going to try to say enough without saying much at all. Anyway, let me get into this. Right, so let's come back to our desktop. There is a project called Token Riot, this one right here. This particular project, I cannot disclose who is behind it, but we have met with the team. We know who they are, and I think in due course you'll get to know who they are as well, and all that stuff. I can't say anything more than that right now, so I can't disclose who is behind the project, at least not yet. But it is fantastic. What is it? Again, can't really tell you too much about that right now either, but I think it's something that you're all going to want to know about. So hold tight on that one. Like I said, very mysterious. What can I discuss? What can I tell you about? Well, there is going to be a free NFT mint happening on Saturday, April 15th. They couldn't tell us much about how long this mint is going to be going on for, how many NFTs are actually available, or anything like that. We don't know that information. It's literally a first come, first serve. They could turn off the tap at any particular moment. So what you're going to want to do is I'm going to link all this stuff in the description below. You're going to want to pay attention to any of the podcast channel and this channel and our Discord server. If you're not there, guys, we'll get it linked in. Get into the Discord, guys, because we are going to communicate it there first, so you won't miss out on this one. This is going to be a potential or a massive opportunity for people who want to kind of get involved in a brand new project that's starting up, new NFTs that you can mint for free on Saturday the 15th of April, okay? And I think it's going to be massive. So you're going to want to make sure that you're very aware of what's going on with this one, okay? Chris and myself have every intention of making sure that we mint on Saturday the 15th, and I think you guys will want to do that too. So it's like I said, I don't know how many NFTs they're going to be, and they can turn off that tap at any moment. So first come, first serve, get right on it as soon as you can. Watch their Twitter. I'll link that in the description down below as well. They'll also put in updates in there as well. And there will be actually 4 other free mints. So this is going to be the first one, and there will be 4 more afterwards. So if you missed the first one, don't worry too much. There will be another 4 free mints coming. At least I think they'll be free in the future, and I think they're going to be something that you're going to want to pay attention to. So ultimately, there'll be 5 different minting opportunities when it comes to this project. So you're going to want to pay attention to that. I don't think I can say terribly too much more than that at this point in time. But I do think you're going to want to pay attention. So I will link in the description down below not only the website, Token Riot, I'll also link in their Twitter because you're going to want to pay attention to that. But above and beyond all of those things, guys, make sure you're clicking into the Discord, linked in the description below. Get into the Discord server, and I don't think you're going to miss it that way. So with all that said, let's jump down into the Cardano analysis, right? So I think it's vitally important that we kind of, pay attention to what's going on and around Cardano. And on that note, let's jump down into the analysis here for Cardano's ADA, right? So what's going on? Well, we still have that potential move up higher, right? We can kind of see that right in here on the hourly chart. So we've obviously got Elliott wave theory here. What we're going to do is we're going to just see how high we have, or how much left we've got, I should say, before we start thinking shorting and stuff like that. So we still have a little bit of left in the tank here by the looks of it. I'm just going to make sure I get this right on here. There we go. Let's bring this back up. And yeah, so we still have a little bit of room here to breathe. It has changed a little, that's right. So we're talking 43.78 to 46.58. Minimum expectations have already been met. So that part is done, and that doesn't look overly great over here. So let's see what's going on in the smaller time frame. So that's our theoretical high there, but it would create a problem of crossing 44 cent. So we want to be a little bit cautious there. We've gone above the 786, but we didn't close it, and we had a big wick recently right up here. Okay, so let's see. Big run here, pull down, push up, and yeah, so we also need to check this one right here. This particular structure is quite interesting to me, just taking a look at it. I just want to check to see whether or not we have anything. No, we're pretty much standard there. So that's done. Looking at this, it looks to me like W, X, Y, X, and Z, and we are looking for a zigzag at the end, in my opinion. So it looks like what we've got going on here. Let me just draw this in. At the moment, we have a W, X, Y, X, and what I believe to be a Z. And the Z wave, we would expect it to be a zigzag pattern. So we can see here, yeah, reset here. 1, 2, potential 3, 4, and potentially it potentially has completed. And the thing that I would be looking for would be to see whether or not we kind of go to those kind of expectations that we would normally have when it comes to, yeah, and we have. So by all intensive purposes, it doesn't have to go higher. That Z wave can be complete right in there. Be a little bit too soon to be 100% confident on that. But as you can kind of see, that would complete a C wave, that would complete that C wave overall. So interesting structures for sure. Taking a look at our momentum indicator here, we can see that we've still got quite a bit of downward momentum on the hourly. So expect to move down. A 4 hour could also move down at any moment too. Same with the 8. The 12 is overbought, 16 is overbought, the 20 is overbought, the daily is overbought, weekly is overbought. Yeah, so basically we're going to be looking at a movement to the downside. I think there's very limited opportunities here now for Cardano to push up higher. It does look like it's potentially complete, just falling short of that 43.78 to 46.58. If we were to trade this one, I would probably say, yeah, we could probably look at those short positions, but give that stop loss a little bit of room to breathe. I think the next move to the downside would be pretty severe. We are still talking about moving to 25 to 27. That might lift up a little bit. Minimum expectations at least 29.76 under the current structures of things. As I said, right, we've kind of got this 5-wave structure coming down here. So my expectation is that we have another 5-wave structure at least taking us down towards the 29.76, which would be a double bottom scenario. Let's jump over into the smart money concept side of things. From smart money concepts, we can see double top right in here. Strong high at the moment, okay, indicating that we're not likely to break through there, and we're right up in the premium range. So there is a lot of internal order blocks here that are potentially indicating to us that we have some buyers lined up for ADA. So there's always a little bit of positivity in there. And if we do zoom out far enough on this daily chart, we can of course acknowledge that there's a bigger potential move to the upside here. taking us up to like 52 cent, maybe a little bit more. So we want to be a little bit cautious. We don't think we have the structures on the smaller time frame to really support that, but on the daily it does look pretty good from that point of view. But I don't think we've got the not only the momentum to support that move, we don't have the idea of the structures on the smaller time frames to support it. Up here we can see that we have currently a weak high, basically indicating that we can still, of course, push up a little bit higher if we needed to. Strong low, not likely to get broken considering we've tested this 3 times and it's held up pretty well so far. We are still in a bullish structure here on the hourly chart, but that can change at any moment. So just be a little bit cautious here. Change a characteristic. Bullish break of structure, bullish break of structure again. So we're still in those bullish movements on the hourly. A little bit cautious on those higher time frames for sure, though. So when we take a look at this, we can see there's a couple of fair value gaps over here, and there's one right down here at 32 cent. Big one down here at the 30 cent range as well. So there's still a lot of potential to the downside on these fair value gaps that we want to be a little bit cautious about. Now, if we do come down and we lose this low down here at 38.86, that's going to create us a change of characterization that will be bearish. So just bear that in mind as well. Now, we are at the moment finding a brief amount of support on the 50 EMA on the hourly. So if we lose that, then next stop will be past equilibrium and to the 200 EMA, which you can again see has been acting as a bit of support for us recently as well. So just bear that in mind that it does look like our next move has to be down based on momentum and end of structures of what we've seen so far. A big tail here is indicating massive amounts of selling pressure. Okay, so we can see that right up there. There's lots of sellers. We can see the fair value gaps, and we can see the internal order blocks all around the equilibrium, along with the 50 and 200 EMAs. Chances are that we've got to come down into this range. So we're talking 39 cent. We're going to be dropping down below the 40 cent level by the looks of it. That's kind of where I would say that we're probably going to be heading more towards here for Cardano. Now, as I come and take a look at the bigger macro, we can still see that on the weekly time frame things are looking pretty positive. We do have some good outlooks in the longer term vision across the multiple years, but ultimately for the smaller time frames it does look like we are in a slightly bearish position. Nothing much there has really changed. Ultimately we're just trying to see whether or not we're finishing this move here approaching potentially a double top at 44 cent, or whether we can start to break on down from here and head into those lows, which again would fill us up with a little bit of confidence as we start to retest some of these previous low areas around, specifically around equilibrium in the high kind of 30s. But I do think that at some point we are going to have to break on down a lot deeper than this. I'm just not sure whether or not that's going to happen right now. I can't time the market, but it does look like we have to be talking about a significant amount of percentage points to the downside over the next few weeks, in my opinion. But I'm going to leave this video right there. Just a brief update as to kind of what's going on the Cardano price action side of things, and some mysterious NFT stuff that I think you guys are going to want to be all over as soon as possible. Watch out on the Cheeky Crypto podcast tomorrow for more details. Join us down in the Discord. Make sure you're on Twitter at 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗏𝗧, making sure you're fully aware of everything that's going on there. Guys, if you found this useful and informative, smash that like button. If you're new, subscribe. If you haven't yet joined us in Discord, what are you waiting for? Get down in Discord. Until the next one, have a fantastic day.
We are not financial advisors, and none of what we have communicated verbally or in writing here should be considered as financial advice. It is not. Do your own research before investing in any digital asset or affiliate offers, and understand that investing in any crypto is risky. If you do, you need to be prepared to lose your entire investment. This video is for information and entertainment purposes only. All our videos are strictly personal opinions. Please make sure you do your own research and never take our opinions for financial guidance. There are multiple strategies, and not all strategies fit all people. Our videos are not financial advice.